तो आज तेलंगाना में भी यही हुआ है, कुछ नया नहीं है। अगले साल हमारे यहाँ हमारे प्रदेश में इलेक्शन है, तो मोदी जी के आने से पहले ईडी वाले आ गए।
कोई एजेंसी के कार्रवाई पर यदि किसी को कोई भी आपत्ति हो तो उनके पास कोर्ट का दरवाज़ा खटखटाने का मौका है। कोर्ट के सामने जाकर अपनी मासूमियत के, अपने निर्दोष होने के सारे सबूत पेश करके कोर्ट से क्लीन चिट ले लेनी चाहिए।
Not only the liquor scam, not only the liquor scam, every scam should come out. Every scam that KCR's family is involved in, there should be an inquiry on every scam.
Now, why is Amit Arora important? Remember, he was accused number 9 in the first information report by the CBI and was accused of receiving a bribe of 1 crore rupees from a liquor manufacturer on behalf of Manish Sisodia, allegedly. Now, there was also a video that was put out in public domain by the BJP that showed Amit Arora revealing details about how money allegedly exchanged hands and how outsiders like Vijay Nair were involved in the formulation of the liquor policy. So, in a remand application following the arrest of Sh Arora, the Enforcement Directorate has told the court that the Delhi excise policy was formulated with quote-unquote deliberate loopholes and inbuilt mechanism to facilitate illegal activities. Now, let's take a look at what really does this remand copy of the liquor scam say. We have managed to access that report for you. Now, here is what we have found. Now, this says that K Kavitha was a key member of this South group that they are mentioning over here that allegedly gave kickbacks to Mr. Vijay Nair in this case. Like I mentioned, 100 crores in kickbacks were given by this South group, of which K Kavitha is a part of. Now, they also went on to claim that Vijay Nair was the one who was receiving those kickbacks on behalf of the Aam Aadmi Party. So that was point number 3 that we have managed to ascertain through that remand copy. Also, K Kavitha's name was cited by Amit Arora. So that is where K Kavitha's name has actually come from through those investigations, and that has been revealed by Mr. Arora. He in fact also claims that he made 10 phone calls to K Kavitha. That is also something that this copy mentions. Kavitha also changed her phone's IMEI 6 times. So 6 times is where she changed her phone devices is also mentioned in that very remand copy. Also further goes on to claim that 36 users used 170 devices and also went on to destroy them. So that is part of that. Kavitha was close to Manish Sisodia, also to Mr. Reddy and Abhishek Bonapalli, who was also arrested by the CBI, and that connection has also been ascertained, something that they're talking about. Then they're going back to what has been alleged by the CBI also, that wholesale 12% profit is what the Aam Aadmi Party got with this new liquor policy. Also, the retail profits were to the tune of 185%, and that ended up costing the state exchequer, and this is something that they are wanting the Aam Aadmi Party to respond to. Profits devised to extract kickbacks for Aam Aadmi Party, that is the main bone of contention, and this is something that they have been talking about since the beginning of this investigation. So the charge that K Kavitha is now going with is the misuse of central agencies with election on mind, and that's why this has now come to Telangana. Although another aspect to look at it is, despite the defamation suit that was filed earlier by K Kavitha against BJP's Pravesh Verma and also Manjinder Singh Sirsa for dragging her name into this Delhi Liquorgate, it turns out that her name does appear in the remand copy, which we have just about shown for you. So the question that we are now asking, now as Liquorgate has hit Telangana, do we call this a corruption that has gone south, or is this the conspiracy that K Kavitha also is talking about? Let me take this across to my guest who is now joining us on the broadcast. Vineet Goenka of the BJP is with us, Krishank Mane of the TRS, also Professor Akashdeep Muni, who is a political analyst and also is pro Aam Aadmi Party, joins us, and also joining me is Mr. Ramakrishna Sangam, who is the chief editor of Excel India News magazine. Krishank, let me start with you. Now that K Kavitha's name is there in the remand copy, something that she had completely stayed away from, and she had also filed a defamation suit against the members of the BJP. How is the TRS now choosing to respond to it?
Well, finally, after 3 months of a lot of noise by the Bharatiya Janata Party, Delhi leaders, the state Telangana BJP state president, after which even immediately some BJP karyakartas came to attack Kavitha ji's house. After 3 months of lot of noise, the ED has named after a accused mentioning Kavitha ji.
Yeah.
Okay, we are ready for the investigation to face the trial, while the defamation suit was on the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders for time and again speaking about her in the media. While we are ready to face the ED trial, we will cooperate with them.
Okay.
Though we understand, Grihaji, that this is absolutely politically motivated because it was started by the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders.
What is South Group? What is this South Group that is mentioned in the remand copy?
And probably that is the Bharatiya Janata Party which should answer South Group because
ED has
they
mentioned
want
in the remand copy,
the
so
South
you need
route
to.
for politics.
Her name is there. Prashant, her name is there. Mr. Reddy's name is there.
Well, that because they have named it as the South Group, the ED has named it as the South Group. I think the ED should answer, Grihaji, because probably that is the end route of politics for Bharatiya Janata Party. They are finding the heat in South to enter their party here. So probably that is why they have named it as South Group.
Okay.
So
Mr. Goenka, that is the charge
clear.
that the TRS is sticking to. The fact that even K Kavitha in her earlier reaction had mentioned that whenever there is election in a certain state, before the BJP going ahead and entering the Enforcement Directorate or one of the central agencies actually comes knocking on the doors on the opposition or the government, in this case TRS government in the state of Telangana, how does the BJP choose to counter that argument?
Ram Ram to you, Grihaji, and all my co-panelists and the august audience who are watching this. It's a shameful act of Aam Aadmi Party, the Kejriwal government, which not only went to an extent of forcing Delhi citizens to drink liquor and also involving other politicians. Now, what I can understand from the list of accused, there is the gentleman Magunta Reddy, his son Raghav, Ms Kavitha, Sarath Reddy. Now, who are all these people? These people essentially been marked by a South lobby, not by us, not by ED, but by Mr. Vijay Nair. And who is this Vijay Nair? Vijay Nair is a gentleman who stays in Kailash Gehlot's house. Who is Kailash Gehlot? He is minister in Kejriwal's government. And who is this Vijay Nair in turn? He is the same gentleman who is also an AAP communication strategist. He is involved. He collects more than 100 crore rupees on behalf of the South lobby. These 4 or 5 names which have come up. And who is along with him? Amit Arora. And Amit Arora is a director of a company whose another director is Dinesh Arora. Now, we all know that one Mr. Arora has turned approver. He has given statements, and then there are videos which have come out of this accused who have claimed that these people were involved and this money has come up. It's a shameful act by elected
Mr.
government.
Goenka, he's the same Mr. Arora who is the accused number 9, like I mentioned in the CBI FIR. You guys have put out his own video in the public domain. So that has also happened.
Of course, these people have shamefully not only done this act of, coming together, making a cartel, doing this kind of huge corruption, unparalleled corruption, and then shamefully claiming this particular part on the video.
But there were big questions that were also raised against the BJP, Mr. Goenka, or how did the BJP get its hands on that very video and then put it out in the public domain? That was never answered by the BJP.
See, I had failed to understand the intelligence and the wisdom of the people who asked, where did this video come from?
Okay.
We should condemn the act. ये कांड को हमने ये करना चाहिए, फैसला करना चाहिए कि वीडियो कहां से आया. We should not go behind who brought the video. That you can ask the agencies which have come up with the video.
All right, Akashdeep Muni, I'd like to bring you in. I'd like to bring you in.
Shamelessly,
the fact
this elected.
that now
Let me complete
this
one
has
line.
Gone to, I'll come to you, Mr. I'll come to you, Mr. Goenka. Just give me a second. Let me ask this to Mr. Muni. The fact that there is a connection now being drawn with the TRS and the Aam Aadmi Party. Where do you see this controversy now going? K Kavitha has, ridiculed the charges. However, she goes on to say that she is going to cooperate with the agencies. However, what has come out in the remand copy is certain IMEI numbers that have exchanged that actually talks about how there were phones that she might have changed. However, the number remains the same.
Right.
What is the connection that you think is being drawn with what has been mentioned in the remand copy by the ED?
While my co-panelists doubt the intelligence of unbiased journalists in this country, I'll go ahead with the facts of the matter. Let's go into the facts of the matter. What is the case all about? What is the case against K Kavitha and what is the case against Aam Aadmi Party people? The case is that they exchanged phones, and that too, they exchanged phones, and that too, they have done it. That is an allegation in a remand copy. Now, if they exchange phones, which is a crime, very good. They should be put behind bars. But then I fail to understand, Griyaji, that why the accused number 1 is not named in the charge sheet. If there is so much investigation, for 6 months, BJP spokespersons, my fellow panelists were shouting that this is a corrupt party, this has all corrupt members. Why?
Okay, Mr. Muni, I'll bring you back. We'll go there. We'll go to Mr. Manish Sisodia. But along with Manish Sisodia, there's also Mr. Abhishek Boinpalli, who was arrested by the CBI. And now they are claiming that he was a close associate of Ms Kavitha. Now, that is the connection that they have also drawn. All right, one argument can be put aside that anybody can go ahead and change their handsets. What's the big deal about it? But they have also mentioned that she was in cahoots and was talking to Mr. Vijay Nair in this case and was in close contact with Mr. Abhishek Boinpalli as well.
What is the evidence?
I am talking to you on the behalf of the remand copy details that we have managed to access. I'm asking you. This is the accusation against AAP and TRS.
Exactly, this is an accusation. The point is that if they have matter, if they have evidence, they should go to the court of law and then let the court decide. If the court decides that K Kavitha is an criminal or Manish Sisodia is a criminal, they should be put behind bars and they'll be done. But on the basis of remand copy, on the basis of allegations, if you say that Aam Aadmi Party and TRS are full of criminals, this is wrong. That is why they should do a fact check and get evidence first and then put out a charge sheet. And there, of course, there is a court of law to take the adjudication process further.
Okay.
Of course.
Let me bring in a neutral voice. All right. We have a senior journalist on the panel, Mr. Ramakrishna. I would read an excerpt from that remand copy that I have with me. Now, this mentions that Mr. Amit Arora has used / changed / destroyed his mobile phone 11 times, indicating destruction of evidence. And that is what has also been alleged of Ms. Kavitha. It goes on to further name Ms. Kavitha. This is accused or suspect number 32. And then there is a list of IMEI numbers that she might have exchanged. And that is the evidence that is put forth by the ED in court. How much do you think this should hold? Or do you think this is a controversy at all?
Yeah, this particular case has been creating commotion for the last few months in Hyderabad and Telangana, which is going to polls in a year from now. And Kavitha, right from the beginning, even today, yesterday, her name figured in the Sh Amit Arora's remand report. But much before that, also her name figured in at various levels, at political level and in public meetings of BJP leaders. They squarely blamed her that I think she is responsible for this Delhi liquor scam. And as you mentioned just now, South Group, she is the kingpin of South Group. But she has, today morning also, she spoke to media and she hit back saying that this is nothing but BJP's political vendetta, trying to paint all opposition leaders as corrupt or criminals in such a way.
Yeah, so where is this going is what my question is, sir.
Yeah, actually, in my view, of course, she has to fight it out in the court of law, as our co-panelist said. She has to face it legally and judicially. At the same time, this scam has assumed political proportions more than the actual what exactly went wrong with the Delhi liquor policy and how they changed it and tweaked it and to benefit a certain retail zones were gifted away or awarded to certain liquor syndicates. Apart from that, the political tones of this entire scam is that KCR or TRS have been targeted because they are opposing BJP in Telangana as well as at the national level. And Kavitha also has been saying that just because we wanted to go national, they wanted to convert the name, change their name from TRS to BRS, Bharat Rashtra Samiti,
Let me
and they were targeted. That is their main contention is that they were selectively targeted in this scam only because they are opposing BJP. Why not no opposition ED or CBI raids against BJP, any leaders in BJP road states?
Vinit Goenka, please respond. Please respond to this.
This is a shameless defense by people who are involved in corruption, and that to corruption of this magnitude. It's a very open and a shut case where some people come together.
So it's not an open and a shut case because on the basis there was oral evidence and it has been marked by the CBI, and that's why that bail was granted to Mr. Nair and Mr. Boyenpalli. Oral evidence is not something which is admissible. How is it an open and shut case? Please tell me, sir.
I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Thank you for asking me this question.
Yes.
Have you ever heard state governments deliberately bringing down their own revenues to benefit certain people? I'll give you 3 incidents and I hope you won't interrupt me.
Yeah, please go
ahead. A bottle of 750 ml, which used to cost 550 rupees. And before this policy, in the old policy, the government is to get 330 rupees and the retailer is to get 8 rupees out of that. After this, now the Thekadar will get 363 rupees and the government will get only 33 rupees. The Thekadar will get additional 330 rupees. Why? Number 2, the commission was increased from 2% to 12%. Have you ever heard this in entire world? Forget about India. Number 3, those blacklisted companies which were blacklisted were allowed to come together. The earnest money deposit, the other parameters were made stringent so that few selects can only participate. We all know that in the airport zone, what happened? They gave away the earnest money deposit when the bidder did not meet with the requirement, which was against the bidding process. Whose money is this? This is government's money, citizens' money, which has been there. We also know that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia shamelessly did a PowerPoint presentation on equitable distribution of liquor. I have never heard a single elected representative anywhere in India do this kind of PowerPoint presentation. They went ahead, got involved in this particular scam. When their names have come out, they are now trying to give an excuse that this has been done deliberately by the party in the center. खुद का काम को खुद ने तो own करना चाहिए. They have done this shamelessly. They should resign, face the court and also the public.
Krishank, you know, this is what BJP and for that matter the central agency, I'm coming to you, Akashdeep, and central agencies are also sticking with, and especially the BJP, and I'll add to what Mr. Goenka has said, that because of having similar liquor policies is why the entire thing, the Delhi Liquorgate like we are calling it, has reached Telangana, and that's why this accusation of Ms Kavitha being in cahoots with the likes of Mr. Abhishek Bonapalli. What is the connection here? And what is K Kavitha's relationship with Mr. Boyenpalli, and how do you actually counter these charges that have come about in this remand copy?
Griyaji, if we are talking about the policy, I'll just conclude it in one line, because government of Telangana's revenue has not got down but has actually gained when it comes to the excise policy. So government has been benefiting and not private individuals. While they are putting allegations, if you notice, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the panelists spoke, and their entire argument was to try to establish, calling it only one word, almost 16 times saying it, shameless, shameless, shameless. This was the only argument what they're keeping, and all based on the ED's investigation, which definitely was guided or initiated by the Bharatiya Janata Party, because Kavitha ji's name was first taken out by the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders and not the ED. What we are saying is we are ready for a trial, we are ready for an investigation more than the Bharatiya Janata Party, because see, here it is a selective approach of targeting individuals. Unlike we, government of Telangana, we are challenging the poaching case where you see Mr. B.L. Santosh is running away from investigation. They do not want to face the sit inquiry. They are approaching the court asking for a CBI
Mr. Goenka answer that. I'd let Mr. Goenka answer that.
We are facing an investigation. Kavitha ji has the gut, the courage to face the trial. She said she will
Mr. Goenka, why I mentioned Amit Arora's name, BJP was the one who released that video, and that allegation is also there that we do not know whether this particular person who has come out, who's come out and mentioned this as far as this remand. Yeah, I'll come to you, Krishank. As part of this remand copy,
every accused in the world, have you ever seen in the world?
He cannot be challenged. How do we know it cannot be challenged?
Grihaji, in this case, Section 306 CRPC.
So let me complete. Now, gentlemen, allow me to speak. I didn't speak when you were speaking, sir.
Okay. All right. 30 seconds. We need. Mr. Goenka, please. 30 seconds. I'm very short on time. I have to go back to this breaking news that's also coming in on.
Can I request your other panelists to keep quiet when I am speaking?
Mr. Goenka, please.
So, Mahindra transferred 1 crore rupees in account of Radha Industries, which is owned by Arora. We all know this. Vijay Nair collected this money. This is known. And will you not call a shameless fellow? What's the harm? These people will do this kind of activities and then face the cameras, and they have audacity to say that we are calling them shameless. They should actually hide their faces.
You should again going back to what has been accused. What has already been accused, nothing has been proven.
Ma'am, I would like to complete my sentence.
All right, please go ahead.
I would like to complete my sentence.
Quickly make your point.
Let me complete my sentence. Grihaji. Yeah. You'll have to allow me to complete my sentence.
Sure, please go ahead.
Grihaji, try Gujarat 75.
And I never speak in between, please.
No
All right.
investigation.
I'm really sorry,
speak in
Mr.
between.
Goenka,
You should
Mr.
have encouraged
Krishank,
me,
I'm
sir.
really sorry. We have to cut across to Gujarat, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding this mega roadshow. I'm cutting across to these live visuals at the moment. Remember, this is a grand roadshow. It's called the Pushpanjali Yatra that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP leaders are going ahead and being a part of. There you can see visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's also going ahead and giving that Pushpanjali, or that showing that respect to various leaders and the statues of various leaders. Those are floral tributes that he's offering to leaders like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel or Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay and also Subhash Chandra Bose. And that yatra continues. Taking this across to my colleague Arun Dhanta, who is joining us live. Arun, what's going on? What is the mood, the fervor that we are looking at when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is out there on the roads in Gujarat? What is it that we see around?
Well, people are extremely jubilant, and mind you, today is the penultimate day of Prime Minister Modi's campaign in Gujarat. So tomorrow, on 2nd of December, he is going to conclude his Gujarat campaign, and then it will be up to the voters who will cast their votes in the remaining seats on 5th of December. And as we speak, Prime Minister Modi is on a very long road show, which we are told is about 50 kilometers, and it will take almost more than 3 hours for Prime Minister to cover this entire road show. And we are also given to understand that 16 constituencies, assembly constituencies, will be covered in this road show of Prime Minister Modi. And we can see that people are on the road, people are on the streets, and Prime Minister Modi is also showing a gesture towards them, raising his hand and trying to respond to every wave which he's getting from the people whom we can see standing, showering, petals on him. And in fact, this is the longest roadshow which we have seen in the recent past of Prime Minister Modi, 50 kilometer of a roadshow. And Prime Minister Modi has been camping in Gujarat for last 7 to 8 days. Continuously, he had gone back to Delhi for 2 days, and then again he is back on the streets of Gujarat, and he has covered almost every part of the Gujarat. And today it shows that when he's covering 16 assembly segments, and these 16 assembly segments are very important, which will go to polls on 5th of December, which is also going to be a very, very important phase for the BJP, because in those seats in 2017, BJP had got the major chunk